This case is closed. The Bureau said over 10 years ago, all we did was help. But this effort to weaponize the FBI against the president's political enemy in a time that we are at war shows a distraction. It shows an obsession with going after the president's political opponents.
Well, this is the story. California Congressman and now candidate for governor Eric Swalwell wishes would just go away. His involvement with a suspected Chinese intelligence operative known as Fang-Fang.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of recap here. It all went down between 2011 and 15. The operative reportedly cultivated what's been described as a close relationship with Swalwell, becoming a fundraiser for his 2014 re-election campaign and placing interns in his office, leading to unverified rumors of a possible sexual relationship between the two. Rumors that the congressman has not directly or explicitly denied. This was all exposed in a shocking 2020 expose from Axios. But now that the congressman is running for governor of California, the story is coming back to haunt him.
Yeah, perhaps no surprise, although Swalwell was never formally accused of any wrongdoing. According to multiple reports out this week, FBI Director Kash Patel is pushing for the release of files related to the matter. This causing attorneys for the congressman to send a cease and desist letter to the FBI director objecting to the release of those files. However, the director appears undeterred, reportedly reassigning multiple agents to work on the case, even discussing sending agents to China to interview Fang-Fang.
So the big question is, how will this impact Swalwell's run for governor? Well, let's ask political strategist and co-host of the Her Take podcast, Lindy Li, former lieutenant governor of California, Abel Maldonado, and Democrat strategist and former Obama official, Ashwani Jain. Pleasure to have all three of you here. Abel, going to start with you. Should these files be released here? What is your take on this?
Absolutely be released. Let's not forget Congressman Swalwell. There isn't any file that he didn't want released on President Trump every single day. Fact of the matter, he's running for governor on the name ID that he picked up by going after President Trump, his first term in office, and he still continues to do this. So the hypocrisy that the congressman is espousing is thicker than the fog in San Francisco where he lives. Bob, and I can tell you, absolutely release it. If there's nothing to hide. This morning, they're trying to spin it in California that this is going to help them. Well, if it's going to help them, release the files, FBI Director Kash Patel. I'm a Californian. We're asking for you to do it, please.
Linda, I got to get your thoughts on there, Lindy, rather, the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee, Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin, releasing this statement. He says the FBI is attempting to smear a sitting U.S. congressman, candidate for governor and vocal opponent of the president. What the hell does that have to do with law enforcement? This is plain weaponization of the FBI for partisan political purposes. Interesting argument there. I think a lot of people, potentially Trump critics, jumping on that bandwagon. Is that what we're seeing here? Or is it something else?
Katrina, Jamie Raskin prides himself on being a constitutional scholar. He sounds like a partisan hack when he uses language like that. And I, for one, will not forget that it was Eric Swalwell who helped Hunter Biden defy a congressional subpoena. So here he is talking about special protections and not wanting documents released when he was one of the greatest agitators to protect the Bidens. I'm not going to let him rewrite history. And as someone whose family was murdered by the CCP, I feel strongly about this. If he has nothing to hide, why is he acting like this? This is not the behavior of an innocent individual. And not to mention the fact that he's actually a terrible public servant. He's one of the most absentee politicians from the state of California. Why should we trust him to be governor?
Ashwani, couldn't we just make the argument here this is about vetting the potential next governor of California who had something going on to some degree with an alleged Chinese spy here, and that's really what this is about?
Well, I don't care about the politics of it. I care about the facts. And this was investigated years ago, and there were no charges against Swalwell. But we've seen the president, Trump, use law enforcement in a political way like this before. And this is all relevant. Trump has fired officials who would not back his claims that the 2020 election was rigged. He's pushed officials to go after election offices in blue states based on debunked fraud claims. And he's even called for members of Congress to be arrested, deported, or even punished for treason, all without evidence. And that's what this whole thing is about. Look, the FBI and the DOJ are supposed to follow facts, not political demands like you see in Iran or North Korea. But I guess that's where we are right now.